Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Trade Ideas live trading room for Friday, March the 3rd. Woo, Friday the 13th, everybody. Friday, March the 13th. My name is Barry Anderson, moderator of your trading room. Can I get a quick sound check, please? Okay, well, guys, we're in the schizo market, and it is, this time it is halted on the way up, the future. So, see what happens. I'm skeptical. Let's face it, I've got to be skeptical about whether or not this bounce will hold, but let's just see what happens once the market opens. Too many really to talk about in terms of the gap ups. I mean, lots and lots of stocks, of course, have gapped up. Maybe some of the more interesting ones. OPK, a small one. OPK gapping up. Sure, it's a virus play. Actually, it's not a low float. That's right. This is not a low float situation, but it's up 44% right now. And key area, it's over 2. Still has room, of course, on that daily chart, weekly chart, etc. La Jolla. So La Jolla has entered the virus market, and they've come out with some announcements saying they've got something to do with, with the virus. I think it's something to do with Italy. Anyway, LJPC, La Jolla, has gapped up. Big, 34%, $1.32. Pretty good volume so far. Some earnings plays could be interesting. Overstock, which has been horribly beaten up. Overstock is an earnings play. OSTK bounced a little bit on earnings, well, quite a bit, 14%. Another earnings play, the Gap, GPS. GPS is actually gapped up on earnings. Again, my bias would be to fade this gap, but we'll see. We'll just have to see what happens. I mean, the overall market is bouncing, but Space is another one. Space is moving up here. Well, starting to move down a little bit here, but it is up 12%, 13%. Big volume for SPCE. Disney also. Sort of plucking some of the ones that, obviously people are aware of. Disney is gapped up. All the cruisers. Let's take a look at one of them. All the cruisers. NCLH, Norwegian Cruise Line, gapped up. RCL, CCL. The airlines are gapping up. Again, for how long? American, that's not bad. American is still holding the gap. It hasn't faded yet. Roku. It's a big gap up for it also, 6%, almost $5 for Roku. Holding. Now this could be the real wild card. I mean, this had a very interesting day yesterday, of course. Oxy. Excuse me, it is gapped up again. If you're in the room yesterday, first of all, there was a big gap down like everything else in the market. But look at the recovery it had for Oxy. Got all the way up to this level here, 14, 15. And then it faded. Still was up for the day, I believe. Kind of held its own in the after hours. And now it is gapped up pre-market. And let's see what else. Work. Now Slack has been all over the place. Work is an earnings play. Let's see where it is right now. Okay, it's actually up at one point. I mean, this is after hours, but maybe that was overall market. But there was after hours for Work, released earnings after hours. That's that mauve area right there. And pre-market still a little bit down, but now it has actually gone positive. So Work has gone positive. Yeah, it's here, Sizzlick, it's here. Scans, click on scans and you'll find it, okay? Or click on that half open, the room drive icon that looks like a half open folder, all right? It's right there, scans that I share. Everything, virtually all the scans that I talk about are here in that scans tab within the trading room, okay? And the other little one, these guys are, I love it. They're talking about getting into the virus business also. CanF. This is really a cannabis play. Again, highly skeptical. 910. Let's see if I have my upgrades and downgrades. Interesting to see what sort of action there is there today. There we go. No. Still hasn't hit my email yet. Well, they are, I mean, I was reading their profile. Cancer, liver, inflammatory disease, rheumatoid arthritis, psoriasis. I mean, all right, Tilly's is starting to move here. TLRY. This is an earnings play also. Ooh, it's moving in the wrong direction. Okay, at one point this was up. This is actually okay. Now we don't have it as an earnings play, but I thought I saw. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. They just did a financing though, $90 million financing at $4.76 a share. So Tilly's just announced a financing, TLRY. Now at least they did it pre-market. $4.76 a share. Let me just jot that down. So it's 11.75 million at $4.76 a share. So it's right now it's a little bit above the financing price. You know what? I am sorry about that. Of course, it's not Tilly's. This is Tilray. Oh my gosh, Tilray. Wow. Tilray has announced the financing. Sorry about that. I'm very sorry about that. This was because I'm pretty sure Tilly's does have earnings. Yeah, okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so it is Tilray. Sorry about that. Well, what to say? You guys were around back in October of 2018 when this hit $300. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I do apologize. I'm just catching up some of the messages. I do apologize for that. Codex was all over the place. It was a gap down, then it was a gap up. What are you doing now? It was a big gap down, then it was a gap up. So it's all choppy. High times. So Overstock is still gapping up here. Overstock, excuse me, OSTK. Good level for it to be at right now, $4 over that whole number. Let's see if it can sustain itself. It's not a high float, 34 million in the float. Give me 1 second here. I just want to put in a little Twitter announcement. Yeah, you're right. Sorry about that. I forgot to actually post it in the room. You're right. Sorry about that. Boy, Tilray. Ha, what a disaster. All right, let me just see if there has hit my email yet. Yes, we go. Here we are. Morning. Okay, so as usual, there's just a slew of upgrades, and actually today there are finally some more downgrades than upgrades. I'll get a few of them in. Too many to put in. Just a few more to go. I mean, there's just so many of each. I don't have time to type them all in. And unfortunately, it's not presented to me in a fashion in which I can just copy the list. All right, guys, there are a few of the upgrades. And I see Adobe here. Adobe also had earnings today. Adobe had earnings. ADBO. Just a few more to go. Ruby. It's on my watch list, actually. Restaurant. A few downgrades for Ruby. Okay, that's enough. All right, now again, if you want to follow my watch list today, my watch list up and down, just load it from the channel. Channel bar. So go to the toolbar, new channel bar, and then my windows right there. Barry's windows. All right, remember everything here is a layout. Do not load anything from the channel bar until you've saved your layout to the cloud. You can only have one layout loaded at a time, so make sure you do that. Then you can take a look at my watch list. I am still not going to put the auto trading on yet. I'm still going to hold off until the market settles down, whenever that's going to be. I do see, I mean, you're talking about Buffett and BA. Wow, I mean, BA, yeah, it's had a nice move off that 160. Well, actually, that's not true at all. I'm sorry, that's not true. That it actually got below 150 after hours yesterday. Well, NCLH, now, will this hold? I mean, that's the million-dollar question. Is this going to hold today? NCLH, the airlines, a lot of these ones that have gapped up. Hello, Real. Making an early appearance. And I'm certainly going to wait the first 15. Okay, there's the financing now. So there's the TLRY 11.75 million shares at 476. So it's just a little bit above the financing price. Yeah, no, I know. It's the same with me. You should have minus 23. It's still stuck. Well, not stuck it yesterday. I guess that's just the way it is. Hopefully when the market opens, it'll adjust, H. Okay? I can't help you. I mean, there's nothing I can do. I know that also. As we're talking about Bitcoin, GBTC. So a lot of course, most stocks are bouncing today. Unless you're Tilray, of course. AYTU, yeah, they're doing that financing. But yesterday, I mean, this is again the schizo market. Yesterday, my gap downs, of course, were full. I had to turn off my sound alerts. It was driving me crazy. I mean, actually, but the gap ups, it's almost the same, driving me crazy. But somehow when the market's going up, I don't mind being driven crazy. So that's why I left them on, the sound. Is that right? 34,000 to 5,700. Amazing. I mean, the same thing. My pre-market act is up or down at least $1. Yesterday, of course, this was just, well, I don't think there was one green one. That's not true. I mean, there may be some of the virus stocks, but I mean, look at this. But my bias, and I hope I'm wrong, but my bias is that this market will fade again, but I hope I'm wrong. And, I only say, I mean, I really don't care which way the market goes, as a trader who really just trades intraday, but I recognize that there are lots of people out there that have mutual funds, etc., and they're just watching them getting killed. So, that's why, of course, I want the market to go up. It's a huge float. It really is a huge float. OPK, I mean, for a $2 stock with a 362 million float, it's amazing, actually. But they haven't done a reverse split of some sort to get rid of that. How's La Jolla doing? Is it holding? LJPC, sort of a late entry into the virus game. Okay, work is just hovering over yesterday's close. It's an earnings play, released earnings after hours yesterday. There's the reaction, the mauve area. So it's just hovering over yesterday's close. All right, I shall Get rid of that. Yeah, I mean, tons of energy plays. Now, here's not an energy play. OCUL, I don't think... that this is a virus play. I mean, I never know anymore. Doesn't sound like it should be. I haven't seen it. It's a big gap, though. 60,000 shares. So, RJ, you'd have to, I don't know, you're talking about maybe some of the scans that were talked about. I don't know if there's a link. I think what you should do, and I'm talking to somebody in Twitter, in YouTube. Just send an email to @trade-ideas.com and ask for the scans from last night's webinar. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. Okay? I don't have them. No, I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did. I just don't have them. Well, info@trade-ideas.com. I just posted above. That's the email address, okay? Just send it, store a general email and just ask for the scans, link to the scans that were discussed last night in last night's webinar, okay? All right, so Norwegian NCLH, kind of holding. Just give me one moment, please. What time is it? 9:27. Give me one moment. All right. So OCUL, I'm trying to see if there's any news on it other than looks like this. Oh, I'm sorry. This is an earnings play, March the 12th. I'm sorry. So this is actually an earnings play. OCUL released earnings after hours. So a little bit of action for OCUL. Well, last night. I mean, it depends the time zone you're in, Wolfhound. I suppose. Okay, late afternoon. Sorry about that. Yeah, we did see La Jolla, LJCPC, PC, sorry, LJPC. Yeah, we did see it. We did talk about it. To see what happens. I mean, just wait to see what happens. I mean, the 552 is the next high looking left, or maybe this is it actually, 522. So OCUL is an earnings play, guys. So hey, this might have an interesting day. See if it holds this. Obviously, like a lot of stocks, it has a lot of room. Okay, guys, the market is going to open in less than 30 seconds. Well, let's try to have a great end to this trading week. What a week. Disney, over 100 now, 100.63. Disney, DIS. And it's actually a red bar ignored on the 15-minute chart. And we are now open. Okay, wow, there's La Jolla. Wow, what a pop already. The pre-market high is 551, I think. 550. LJPC moving already, but up and down. That's why I don't like to trade that first 15. 548 all the way back down to 5 almost. So I mean, it's so whippy in the first 15, guys. All right, my indices did update once the market opened, so we're up 1200. The gap, GPS, interesting. This is an earnings play, GPS. Work on the way down now. All right, so that was the released after hours yesterday. It was a big gap down after hours. Actually got positive in the pre-market, but now it is giving it up. Work is giving it up. It's an earnings play. As you say, ALDX has been halted. Excuse me. And CLH continues. Cruisers are continuing, but ALDX is halted. This appears to be maybe even an earnings play. I mean, we have it here. If you look at the news here, reports full year. We don't have it listed though. That is an earnings play. Oh, it is. Sorry, March the 12th. So that was yesterday. I'm sorry. So ALDX was an earnings play. Look at Amarin. Amarin is starting to give it up. All right, guys. So I have somebody told me the market was halted. I don't see it's halted, but it was the futures anyway, pre-market. But I don't see. This is not updating. I don't have a green ball either. So something's going on maybe in my system. I'm not sure. But I do see. I'm obviously getting data. Oh, there it is. It's just hidden. Okay. It was just hidden. All right. Nothing to worry about. All right, so OPK is giving it up now, guys. OPK is giving it up. Starting to, anyway. Yeah, sorry. I apologize, guys. I didn't know my toolbar was shrunk as much as it was, so I didn't see, and this didn't seem to be updating. Anyway, yeah, of course the market is not, it's alive and kicking. All right, Codex is CODX starting to move down. It's been super choppy. Look how choppy this was. Pre-market all the way down here, all the way down to 940, and it pops all the way up to 13. Now it's starting to give it up. Yeah, I believe the futures were halted pre-market anyway, but anyway, it doesn't matter now. Obviously, the market is open. Even RCL got, wow, okay, here we go, guys. Look at RCL, got halted on the way down. No. And there's NCLH is starting to move down, but RCL really moved down. How's CCL doing? Yeah, I mean, how's American Airlines doing? Yeah, they're all, you know, I don't want to be a pessimist here, but I kind of fear the worst. We're starting to put in a red bar, little red bar. Yeah, so now we're starting to get a lot of halts. CCL is halted, NCLH is halted, RCL is halted. So all the cruisers are now halted. That is a super cheap one, yes. Referring to the AI alert on a short. Okay, guys, so look at La Jolla. Well, they're all halted on a volatility halt, all of them. CCL, NCLH, and RCL. So all the cruises are halted, volatility halts. Look at Oxy. Oxy on the way down now too. Yeah, I'm just sitting this out for a while to see if we get some kind of a trend here other than down. The LDX is still halted. What time did it get halted? At 9:30:40. So 9:30. Oh, this is so this is going to be more than a 5-minute halt. See, was it a news halt? No, it's a volatility halt. So this is going to be more than a 5-minute halt. Don't ask me why some are 5 and some are 10. Don't ask. I have no idea. I'm sure obviously there's a reason, but I don't know what that is. How's the gap doing? Yeah, keep an eye on the gap, guys. I mean, it's a retailer, obviously, you know, beaten up well ahead of the virus. I know it has earnings, and I mean, so far, it's still positive. Well, RJ, we have a halt resume scanner, so you can have it too. We have a halt resume scanner, RJ. I'm answering somebody in YouTube. I'll just put that in the room for you, okay? I'll just copy that link. There's the link for it, okay? Okay, so we're getting a lot of stocks halted on the way down. Look at Oxy. Oxy just key rushing now. So now the market's that's probably almost a 300-point swing already. I think we were up. There's GPS, guys. Well, RJ, I'm at what you're okay. There is a trading room also. I mean, I'm streaming live on I'm streaming this on YouTube also, but it's not exactly the same as the trading room. Trading room has a lot more action in it, a lot more traders in it, commentating back and forth. I can give you the link for the room. Just give me a second here. All right, I'm going to display it right there. Can you not see above? I just posted that link. Can you not see above? There's the link. Okay. Yeah, man, oh man, look at this. Now we're getting a big red bar here, guys. So the market has already given up probably at least 500 points. And we were taking this for granted. But these are wild swings. There's GPS. Yeah, Chris, you haven't seen the inside of my brain. RJ, I don't know how to help you then. I just don't know how to help you. I mean, I posted it in the link there in the discussion area in YouTube. I don't know how to help you. If you came into the trading room, I could maybe that'd be easier. There's the goose on the way down again. I was thinking maybe, well, of course, with the market bounce, I mean, it got up to 1870 odd. It's now below yesterday's low. Okay, so you can see my screen, right? So you see where I have posted it right above your name. Do you not see that? You don't see that? I don't know how else I can help you. I've posted it right there. Now guys, I'm really watching GPS here. Goose on the way down. As usual, you know, again, I'm just not a fan of the early alerts from the AI. Even though that was a short, I mean, it's completely reversed on us. I'm just not a fan. Doesn't mean later on it could, you know, it could do something. Okay, so uncertainty right now on the GPS. I'd love, you know, if this gets that back down to 1050, especially if the market continues down. I think I'll be probably into that short. We'll see though. Okay, so they're not showing up. Okay, I wonder why. I mean, I'm posting it, so you can see if I mean, obviously, I'm okay. So you can see, I just typed in test. You can see that. I wonder why you can't see my link. So no, so the link is not visible. So just to confirm, you don't see that. Because I could have sworn I posted a link in yesterday and somebody said they were able to get it. So you don't see that. Then I have no idea how to help you. Other than you come into the trading room and I can give you the link. You'll definitely see it there. But yeah, I don't know, guys. Sorry. Let me just do a check here. All right, guys. So I have an alert down here. Depends what the market does, of course, but I have an alert down here for the gap around 1050. I want to see if it gives it up again. All right, there's NVAX. Again, I have not. What is 8? Wow, well, that was a good alert. 849. All right, guys, give me a second here. I think I understand now what's going on in the YouTube feed with me. I'm not... Look at work, guys. Man, oh man. Crazy, crazy action with work after hours. Big slam. Pre-market looked like it was going to recover. Market opens and it is just getting slammed here, and it is an earnings play. Post-market released after hours. All right, guys, sorry. I am just trying to figure out this UT. Well, okay, guys, I was wrong about the gap so far. Okay, well, maybe gap is going to keep gapping. GPS. There's the post-market high. It's taken out the post-market high. So this is one of the few earnings plays. Of course, it's a recognizable company, and it has surprised me a little bit. The market is still moving down, but the gap is actually pretty strong still. Work. Look at this. Work is just continues to break down. Where's the or after hours low was 16 or so? Wowzer, look at the gap now. Wowzer, sorry. Very highly technical trading term. Well, okay, yeah, RJ, for sure. Okay, here's the link. Okay. Okay, so if you go into scans, hopefully you can see that, the scans tab within the trading room, all right? And I have all the scans that I'm sharing right here. Okay, one of them being the Halts resumes. Or you can click on that room drive icon, looks like a half open folder. You click on that, and scans that I share, you can download all the scans, and that'll go to a Word document so you can take a look at them all at your leisure, all right? Okay, so with the OPK, I'm going to stick an alert around 218 for later on. If it takes that out, 218 later on. If it doesn't, so be it. Man, look at look at NC. I guess it opened. NCLH opened. It's still positive, but is sinking. Market's only up 500 now. It's about a 700 point swing, I think. Yeah, it's about a 700 point swing, I believe. So another earnings play, guys. JBL. Didn't see that in the pre-market, really. JBL is an earnings play. NVAX, nice short from 849. Again, this is the simulator in action. Well, not the simulator. This is my watch list in action. Yeah, it is halted again. Yes, NCLH is halted again, 951.56. So if it is a 5-minute halt, it will be 956.56. These are in seconds, of course, I'm talking about. So if it's a 5-minute halt, it'll be 956.56. All right, box 1058. Okay, box is now this was down 10%. Yes, big 10%. I don't know if it's going to be easy to get as a short just because of the uptick rule still in effect for today. Another one, Stitch Fix, SFIX, continues down. It was an earnings play. Terrible time to have earnings. So it was an earnings play 3 days ago. Of course, it continued down the last 2 days, and now is giving it up again. Below yesterday's low, I believe. That's why it's showing up here. Now, guys, listen. These ones are on the way down. I mean, if the market puts in a bit of a recovery, it's not looking like it is, but if we can just sort of stop that red bar, we have 3 more minutes, and then maybe some green can. These could turn into bounce plays. So as a watch list, these could turn into bounce plays. Okay, NCLH it opened and then it halted immediately. Well, I mean, I did say in the pre-market I was skeptical of these moves by the cruisers and probably the airlines, but more so the cruisers. You can't get out of it, no. When it's halted, there's no trading. You have to wait for it to open. And silver, look at silver. PAAS, low of yesterday was 1502 for PAAS. Ah, man, if this gives up 15, no support. Well, maybe support around 13, a couple of dollars away. Oh, they all did. RCL, CCL, and Norwegian. They all did. I mean, BVN, another one, guys. There's no support. I mean, I guess if I go back far enough, I'm going to go back to 2016 before we see these levels for Buenaventura. GPS all over the place. I mean, my bias is still, I have my alert set down here around 1050. I mean, if the market continues down, my bias on the GPS is to maybe get short around 1050 if it gets down there. Smart risk levels completely. You're talking about on the charts, Kushrold? Yeah, I don't think so. I'm just looking here. I'm looking at... I don't think there's an option to do that. Can you hear me? Yeah, Yeah, I don't see an option to do that. You're talking about where we have the targets and the smart stop. Yeah, I don't. There's no option to get rid of that in the properties. I'm just looking here. There's no option to do that. All right, guys. So as I said, these could turn into interesting bounce plays if the market. I mean, the market's trying to put in a little green bar. It's it's. I mean, you know what? We're taking these 100, 200 point swings like nothing now. But remember, a month ago we would have been going, oh my gosh, the market's up or down 300 points just like that. We've been going crazy. But look what's happening. I mean, so as I was saying, some of these, might turn into more bounce plays depending on what the market does. Yeah, keep an eye on the OPK. It's starting to stir a little bit here. I think it has to take out that 220 area, the high of the day. It makes constructing a watch list very difficult, though, Gecko. That's why I turned the auto trading off. It just makes it, because obviously yesterday it was full of short plays, but when the market then gaps up, I mean, what do you do? So well, there's the old Smith & Wesson. AOBC is continuing from yesterday. And some more halts. Globus. Oh, jeez. Globus got halted. JLBS got halted. So what are the shippers doing? And CVNA got halted. Carvana. All right, WU, Western Union. Again, obviously it was a short idea. That's why it made the watch list. But it is now gapping up. AOBC is, now that was a long play. I mean, a long idea based on yesterday's daily candle. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm just stepping aside until, unless I see something that is not kind of moving with, I mean, like an AOBC is not moving with the market. It's on its own, and I think you guys understand why. It's too bad, but that's just the nature of where we are right now. Now this one yesterday, this was very erratic, had nothing to do with the market. VHC, it is trying again that 6th level. We mentioned this one yesterday. It had a huge pop and then it dropped. Had a huge pop though, big run, and then it dropped completely. But it's getting back to that 6th level. I mean, if it can get through 6, I mean, it has a shot, up to this 8 level. I'm not saying it's going to get there, but Well, I have an alert set for OPK. All right, guys. Well, this is now approaching the 200-day moving average, AOBC, approaching it, 838. Getting closer, right there. You see that green line on my daily chart? Yeah, I mean, alpha works in both directions, yes. Well, remember, SVRA was a short. Cruise ship Vicky. I mean, it's okay. Well, you took it as a... Just going to get rid of that one word, Vicky, okay? But it was a short play. Okay, guys, GPS is actually making a little bit of noise again. You know, if it can take out those highs, those two highs at 1137 right there, that topping tail on the 5-minute chart. Also on the 15, you know, it could still have a bit of a run in it. It has room to maybe that 12 level. It's a big float, but it is an earnings play, so it will. So it will still be dynamic all day. I'm just checking also. Oh, my top lists are working today. Appears that my top lists are all working today. They're all updating as they should. So maybe that's the end of that. AMCR, guys. AMCR. That is above 710. Keep an eye on AMCR. Look at the comeback it's trying to have. It's above yesterday's high. And what is the market doing? So the market's trying to put in a very modest green candle here. I'm definitely interested in this AMCR. What's the volume? Tremendous volume. It's a huge float, but okay, definitely watching this AMCR. Maybe I'll just stick an alert at 7:15 or so. Yeah, VHC, I mean, it has my interest. It stalled at 6 yesterday. And then it not only stalled, I mean, it collapsed. I was talking about that yesterday. So it popped up to that 6 level, and then it just gave it up completely. Still struggling to get through 6. This candle is narrowing. There's about a 100-point swing already. All right, tax time. H&R Block. HRB is on the move. It has not taken out yesterday's high, though, 1855. A ways to go to do that. Guys, can you guys do me a favor, please? And I want to make sure it's not just me, but if you put H&R Block HRB in your single stock window and click on news, are you not getting any? It's blank, in other words. Wow. Postponed Masters. Oh, jeez. So again, that's H&R Block, HRB. A&F, guys, actually interesting. A&F, obviously a retailer, trying to crawl back. Yeah, I read that this morning, Vicky. McMaster University, I think. Actually, I forgot to mention. I have it written down here. Yeah, Docu is an earnings play. DOCU, pretty choppy though. All right, A&F. Again, I just hard for me to commit to anything long right now, especially a retailer. Especially a retailer that had earnings and obviously the market reaction, even without the market being terrible, I think A&F probably would have had a down day anyway. So they released earnings March the 4th. It's hard for me to believe that these retailers are going to have any sort of a sustained upward move. So kind of like I said, guys, the market bounced just a little bit, from 958. And so these are now, as I said before, these could turn into mini bounce plays. All right, CPLG, Core Point Lodging. That was actually an earnings play. Now, why in the world would this be doing this? Okay, let's take a look at ZUO. Vicky and Real are talking about that one. ZUO. And it is shortable. Okay. All right. A slightly wider green bar. Slightly. All right, guys, I'm going to test this AMCR to see if it has any legs in it. I just took it at 7:15, okay, the AMCR. Now, they're very, very closely watching it, depending on what the market is doing, okay? This could be just a very quick scalp play for me. I don't know. Again, I don't really trust going long anything right now, but... Where did I get that one from? That's from the Strong Stocks Up. Is what I'm talking about right there. Strong Stocks Up. Again, one of the ones that I'm sharing. Okay, at this point, you know, it gets back down to 7:15. I'm out. Just so you know. ASGN, what are you doing? ASGN on the move here. ASGN. Even look at ANF. Interesting. Well, okay, now there's a nice candle so far. There's a nice green candle so far on the 15, a little bit wider. Somebody, if they held it, is doing pretty well with this Vapo. I know somebody in the room yesterday said they were taking Vapo. It kind of held its own. It was a tremendous play, actually, in the face of what happened yesterday in the market. And continuation, very nice. Oi! Any Aussies in the room? OI! Okay, we're having a nice little move here. And my guess is that a lot of these are bouncing. Yep. Yeah, I see your post there, Todd. Yep. Any dip now, and I'm going to take some out. You don't have to do it. I'm not talking to you. Anybody in specifically, if you're in the AMCR. Just waiting on this AMCR. See if we can get into the 30s. We only have one negative sector. Silver, for some reason. Silver. Gold is up though, but silver is down. PAAS, what are you doing? Because that was really sinking earlier. Yeah, look at that. What? It's choppy. Guys, I'm just waiting on this AMCR to see if I can get into the 30s. G dot on the rise. Real pointed that out a little bit. Yeah. Yesterday's high was 27.21, so it still has $1 to go if it wants to attack yesterday's high. This one intrigues me. I don't know why this is doing as well as it is. AFI, it had earnings March the 3rd. Not a great. Where is March the 3rd? Pre-market March the 3rd. So right there, not a good reaction. But look at this. I mean, the last 2 days when the market's been horribly hit, and then today it continues, and that's the AFI, and it's a low float. 21 million in the float, AFI, and I mean, it still has some room. Not much volume right now. Yeah, good on the Vapo. I mean, I can't remember who it was that said they were looking at it yesterday. Yeah, it's getting right to that 200-day moving average. 1278, 1270 is the 200-day moving average. All right, guys, I just took some out at 729. Okay, I was watching that, struggling to get through 730, so I'm out some. One moment, please. sorry about that. Okay, I'm just waiting again on the AMCR. See if we can get it into the 730s. If not, I will just exit it. Yeah, old school. Yeah, well, in Canada, I can't get a good enough plan on a cell phone to call Peru. So that's the reason. Otherwise, I wouldn't have one. All right, guys. Now NCLH, trying to hold that whole number of 11. And with them, well, trying to. It had a nice bounce from 1025 all the way up to 1150. Just checking these. These are just, everything's going to be very choppy in the watch list. I mean, it's just with these several 100-point swings all day long. Maybe keep an eye on Amarin, AMRN, as it trying to move down here. What's the low here? 12. So 12, that whole number. It's been stopped a few times, just at 12. I'm going to stick an alert underneath around, say, 1190 or so. See if it takes that out later on. Yeah, let's take an alert around 695 for, well, there's the VWAP, so maybe it has to be below 684 for the ZUO. See if that takes out the VWAP and moves down. It is an earnings play, March 12th, so after hours, released after hours. There's a reaction, down, continues. JKS. Now this is one, can't remember the name, sort of a new short seller newsletter that I got. I think it was basically unsolicited. I'm not sure how they got me, but anyway, JKS, they were slamming this one. JKS. So the support area for JKS would be around 1470-ish. Still has room if it wants to continue down. And this actually is an earnings play too, March 13th. So it was an earnings play, but look at the initial reaction was great for JKS. And now it has gone negative. Yeah, another one that just could not take out the whole number. That's why I look at the whole number as just psychological. That's all it is. It's a psychological thing. Also, the 200-day was, getting closer for AOBC. GTN. Now, GTN over the VWAP, 1087. Lots of room, of course, like a lot of stocks that look like this. GTN. I just keep waiting on the AMCR to see if it can get into the 730s. GTN, guys, GTN is starting to move here over that whole number. High of the day, of course. It's not a super low float, 80 million in the float. But, and there's a big but now, guys. Look at this. That's a red bar trying to form. That green candle had a bit of a topping tail up here. The sellers have knocked it down. Are the sellers back in control? I mean, in this market, you really, really have to pay attention to the overall market, what it's doing. Real. VHC is still trying to get its way past 6. But you have to go back a little further. You have to look at that weekly chart. That weekly chart's got a lot of resistance in this area. Paradox alert. Yeah, 1030. Guys, GTN, guys, on the move here. All right, it is 1030. Well, first of all, if you are new into the room, welcome to the room. This is the format every day. I share my screen. I shouldn't say every day, because then somebody's going to say, hey, I went in on Saturday, and you weren't there. So Monday to Friday, 9 to 3 o'clock Eastern Time. And I share my screen live on the mic. I am also streaming on YouTube. Not quite as robust in terms of the discussions. We have a lot of great traders in our trading room, but if you want, you can also listen to me and see my screen on YouTube. If you are a Trade Ideas subscriber, I am sharing a lot of scans here. If you click on the scans tab within the trading room, all the scans that I am sharing. Also, the room drive icon looks like a half open folder. Click on that. Scans that I share. Download. The links that I'm going to be talking about, you can download both. They'll go to a Word document, and then you can look at everything at your leisure. Now I will talk about the links, and I'm going to obviously talk a lot more about the AI and our Brokerage Plus. But before I get to that, training. We have training Monday to Friday from noon to 1 Eastern. So basically in our YouTube channel, I start from 9 and I go to about 11:55. Then the other guys take over and go from 12 to 1, and then I resume at 1 o'clock on the YouTube channel. Webinars, Monday to Thursday at 5 o'clock Eastern Time. They are all archived. I encourage you to download the latest beta. The latest beta has, and in fact, let me just see something here. See if the beta has been updated. No. Okay, so the latest beta. Actually, I'm sorry, the latest beta has been updated. So now I believe you have the similar tab. okay? The similar tab. So if you click on that link, so if you click on the link right there, beta, you'll get things like the buy and sell right on the charts, and also the new similar tab, all right? I'll go over the similar tab a little later. So again, just click on that link and scroll down until you see the beta. It is 4.2.142 now, all right? I do a daily video between 1:15 and 1:45 every day. Trade of the week is sent to you before the market opens every Monday morning. And the next test drive. So you click on that link. You'll be brought to, already open. You'll be brought to this page. So the next test drive starts on May the 11th and goes to May the 22nd. That is 10 trading days. So you will have access to up to 10 trading days. If you can start on May the 11th and finish on May the 22nd. Basically, if you fill this out, you'll be notified to exactly all the exact details in order to sign up for the test drive. Test drive for $8.99. You'll have access to our full premium service, just as if you were a premium subscriber. Also, if you are a standard subscriber, you can upgrade for those 10 trading days to our premium subscription. Okay, so we only do this 4 times a year. So the next one, as I say, is coming up May the 11th. Now I will talk, first of all, I want to talk a little bit about our subscription. So if you click on the subscriptions tab, at the bottom of it, you will see 4 ebooks. The bottom 3 are swing trading setups, and the top one, the earnings season. Interesting take on what earnings season is all about. These are all internal ebooks. In other words, these are not third party, all developed by Trade Ideas. All right, all free. If you want to follow me on Twitter at @bbruin44, BBRUIN 44. Stocks only. If you want to take out a subscription to Trade Ideas, there is a promo code you can use right now, Barry4 Alpha, all in caps. Instant 15% savings off the first month only or the entire year. This is how much Trade Ideas costs. As it says, find the perfect plan for you. So there's the premium yearly plan. It's the most expensive plan we have, $22.68 a year minus that 15%. The standard is $10.68 a year minus the 15%. The big difference is between premium and standard is the AI, and also if you do want to do any auto trading at all, you need our premium service. Just keep watching the AMCR. Might be getting out of it. Looks like it's stalling. The market is putting in a red bar. You don't have to start off with a premium yearly plan. Of course, you can always try us out, standard monthly, $118 less that 15%, or the premium, $228 less the 15%. And that discount's only good for the first month. So you get that question all the time. And if you do want to upgrade within 30 days, we'll honor that 15% promo code. All right, now I want to talk a little more at length about the AI. The AI and Brokerage Plus. All right. So basically what the AI is, we have what we call 50 baseline strategies. And this is not one of them. The AI waits for the market to close, so has access to the latest market data, and then takes a look at all the strategies. OI is on the move, guys. So if this were one of the trading AI strategies, which it is not, AI strategies have way more filters. Basically, the AI looks at all the filter values and all the different filters that are in, maybe makes changes to the filter values, maybe takes a filter out, adds one in, runs the back tester, goes through what we call an optimization procedure, and sees by doing that, by tinkering with the strategy values and maybe the strategy, or not the strategies, the values within the alerts, the filters, or again, removing a filter and adding one in, what effect does that have on the profit factor and the win percentage? So basically, for a strategy to make the cut, and we won't know which ones those are until Monday morning, typically having to have a win percentage of at least 60% and a profit factor of at least 2. Now, personally, I don't really care about what strategies make the cut. Obviously, the AI is not having a good day today, but all I care about is what alerts are we getting. And so I load this window from new AI/Holly strategy trades window. Now, if you load the latest beta, you don't have to go through this exercise of going down to segments and selecting all. The default was always Holly Grail, all right, but now the default is all. So you'll see all of the alerts. Nothing for you to do. You just load that channel or load that window, and you can incorporate that window as part of your layout. There's nothing for you to do. You just wait for the alerts to come in. So that's basically what the AI is all about. Now, this is Brokerage Plus. Brokerage Plus, if you click on New, Brokerage Plus. Everything I'm going to say until I say this is when you would need premium is all part of the standard service, okay, or a standard subscription. Everything I'm going to say, again, until I say, okay, now is when you would need a premium subscription with Brokerage Plus. So when you load Brokerage Plus, you'll have some tabs up here, some columns up here, and some tabs. So if you want more tabs, you just click on New within Brokerage Plus, and here are all the tabs you have available. WU on the move. These are all the columns. If you right-click on a column header and click on columns, you'll see all the columns you have. So Brokerage Plus can be used in two ways. It's a great simulator, paper trading, all right? Or if you have an interactive broker's account, you can actually trade your account. I'm going to concentrate more on the simulation. What you see here, and all you have to do is just check simulation. Okay. Now, in its simplest form, you would click on an alert, and the symbol will show up. You click how many shares you want. You want to click the price you want to get in at. Is it a short? Then you sell. Is it a long? Then you buy. That's the most manual way to use Brokerage Plus. These are hotkeys you can use. Flatten, get out of your position, get out of half your position, double your position, or reverse. You were short, now you want to go long, or vice versa. Okay, that is the most manual way you can use Brokerage Plus. So let's just do one. Let me take a couple hundred shares of GTN. And I'll go in at the market. All right, guys, there's a ZUO. ZUO, I know you guys are waiting for the VWAP break, maybe. ZUO. 690 is the VWAP break. So there it is. So if I go into the market for ZUO, okay, there it is now. I tried to get some where I wanted it, but it is the uptick rule in effect. Of course, it's down. It is down 20%, more than 10%. I tried to get some at 685. It's now 683. Still sitting there. Anyway, I want to demonstrate how you can take a manual trade using Brokerage Plus, say with the ZUO. I'm sorry, with the GTN. I wanted to do GTN. I could click on the alert. Sorry, I just click on the alert. It'll load. Okay, I want to take a manual trade here. I'll go in at the market. I'll buy it. Okay. There it is. I bought 200 shares. It filled. Okay, 200 shares. It filled at 11.11, which makes sense. That was the ask. Bid ask was 11. 10, 11, 10, 11, 11. So it went in at the ask. Now, if I do want to put in a stop, I mean, this is all manual. All right. There's a much, in my opinion, much better way to do it, but I'm just going to show you how you can do it all manually. So I wanted to put in a stop, say at 1092, right at the bottom here. Maybe a bad idea. So all I would have to do is, so 1091. Now I do want to see one thing here. I've been putting this number in both. I just want to see what happens. All right, no. So all I had to do was put it in the stop price. All right, so there it is, right on the chart. There's my stop, okay? Now, if this stock starts moving up, I can always start to move my stop up, sort of like a trailing stop. Okay, right on the chart, you can do all this. So that is the most manual way to use Brokerage Plus. Now, what I would suggest you do, though, is you set up what we call one-click trading. Well, I'm glad I didn't get the ZUO. Look at that pop right back up. Okay. What I would do is I would set up what we call one-click trading. So now you look at GTN, and you like what you see. You want to trade it. So you go back, you right-click, hover over the trade, and you'll see a box pop up. I believe we have some defaults. Yeah, I think I'm aware of that, Calvin. Again, is that in real, or is that just in the simulator? Anyway, you should. I'm sure you have been, but harass the guys. Okay. I'm sure you have been. Okay. Tell them. I think they're probably aware of it. Okay. All right, so again, back to one-click trading. So again, I think that when you load Brokerage Plus the first time, I believe we have some defaults. But this is basically what I mean. You basically choose how you want to trade it. All right, and these are all things that you can set up yourself. Here's how you do it. So make sure you have the Strategies tab. If you don't, click on New Strategies tab. So you have the Strategies tab. And you can right-click, New Trading Strategy. You give it a name. Is it a long? Is it a short? All these tabs now have a lot of information you can fill in. I'm going to show you what I do for my watch list up. Okay, you don't have to do the same thing, but I'm just going to show you what I do. So and you can of course edit it at any time. My watch list up. So I have delayed my entry 9 to 9:45 for my watch list up. Order details, risk and risk management go hand in hand. So this is what I would recommend. Start off by using the position sizing based on a stop loss. So what that $100 means is that if the trade goes against me, I want to try to maximize my loss to only $100. Okay. Now, sometimes, it's going to be very close. If you put the stop in place, it's going to be very close. You're going to see what I'm talking about. But sometimes, it maybe goes through your stop, and maybe instead of 100, you maybe lose 110. But anyway, this is what you should, in my opinion, and the risk value should correlate obviously to your trading account. Okay. You're not going to risk $1,000 a trade if you have $5,000 in your account. Risk management. So I'm using what's called, this is a custom stop that I'm using, not available for you guys, but if you want, you can try it, especially if you're using the simulator. Try out the Smart Stop in dollars. It's generated by Trade Ideas. So when you do that, that is going to, if you use a stop and you use a risk value, then you'll see that that will automatically assign the number of shares that you're going to take when you do the one-click trading. Let me show you how that works. So I set up something, you see I have something called chart long $100 risk. Now it's virtually the same parameters as I've got for my watch list up. So why have I done this? I've just given this name so I can immediately identify it. Well, you notice we have a buy and a sell button on the charts. So what you do is you take one of your long strategies and you designate it as the way in which you want to do chart trading. How you do that, I right click and you see where it says default chart long strategy, I check it. So once I check that, now if I want to trade GTN, and let me get out of the trade, okay? I'll get out of it because then I'm just going to flatten the trade. Go back here. So I'm going to now take that trade long using the chart. So I click on the buy button. Now notice I put it's at 11:10. The stock is at 11:04. Okay, so it didn't take the trade immediately. That's how you can put in actually a conditional trade. So in other words, a conditional order. If the stock hits 11:10, then it would take the trade. But let me take the trade now. I mean, this is obviously what I wouldn't really do. I mean, the market's not in my favor. I'm just trying to demonstrate something. So I'm going to take the trade now. Whoops, move it down. Okay, so it just took the trade. So you see, it automatically assigned 200 shares. Why? If I take the entry price minus the stop, the big stop all the way down here, this is what I said. I'm going to get approximately $100. That's actually $108. Okay, but I can now always take that stop and move it around wherever I want it. But that's how it automatically assigned the number of shares. Yeah, I mean, listen, Calvin, obviously it's up to everybody to figure out a stop, okay? I mean, I'm just saying, I'm talking about the simulator right now, but it's up to everybody. I mean, before you would trade your, like if you have an Interactive Brokers account, before you would actually live trade it, you've got to use the simulator and see how it works, okay? I would never hop in. So as Calvin is saying, sometimes the smart stop, maybe it's fairly close. So if it is, then you may be taking more shares than you're comfortable with. You're still only going to risk that $100, but that's up to you. That's why I would before I would trade my own account, I would absolutely use the simulator first. Okay? So there's your public service announcement. So everything I've just done is part of the standard service. Now, the other thing you can do, remember I was saying how you create your new trading strategy. But if you have already a strategy, an alert window that you've created, or you want to, okay, guys, I'm all out of the AMCR now, okay? It's just stalling here, so I'm all out of the AMCR. I just don't trust this market as it's starting to move down. So if you have an alert window that you created, and then all you have to do is save it to the cloud. I'll show you what on mine. Right click, save, or share to cloud and save. Okay, so now it's in the cloud. Show you what I'm going to do here. So you can take my alert windows, or you can create an alert window, of course, of your own, and then you can right click and load from cloud, and you would see it. You know, and the minute you save it, you'll see it right at the top. You highlight it and load it. So now your strategy is in here. Then you have to still have to go through the exercise of edit your trading strategy and create how you actually want to trade it. You know, in one-click trading as an example. Okay? So again, everything I've just said is part of the standard service. Here is where now you need our premium service. If you wanted to auto trade any alert window, mine or anything you create, you need our premium service. Now, I haven't been auto trading. I may do something. Okay, so you have to download the latest beta SMG. That's what I was saying. If you don't have a B and S button, you have to download the latest beta. Okay, so click on go to subscriptions, and you see where it says download TI Pro or beta. Click on that. You'll be brought to this page and scroll down until you see the latest TI Pro beta, okay? Okay, so and how you would actually then all you have to do is you pick a strategy that you want to auto trade. You just turn it on. You know, again, in the strategies window, you just highlight the one, and then you see where it says strategy disable. Click to enable. You just click it. Now it's on. Okay, I'm not going to put it on right now. I may do it a little later. So for that, you need our premium service. Now, if you wanted to auto trade the AI, you need our premium service, of course. Plus, you have to buy Brokerage Plus. It's a one-time licensing fee for $1,100 minus whatever discount is available. So right now it'd be 15%. So one-time licensing fee. What that means is if you decide that you don't want to trade for a while and you unsubscribe from Trade Ideas and you come back, then the Brokerage Plus is still waiting there for you, so you can auto trade the AI if that's what you want to do. And how you would actually auto trade, you need the Holly tabs, and then you would turn on whatever ones you want. You know, again, you just turn on these strategies you want. You can select them all, of course, but so that is basically it. This one is doing well. I mean, this one has had has been pretty good. It's through the 200-day moving average now. This one meaning IFMK. Okay, Circus Steve. All I did, I just moved it down. You know, you saw there was a. So I think it was GTN, and so I had, when I clicked on the buy button, and then when I released it, it was above the price, the current price. So all I did then is I just took that line and moved it to where the current price was. That makes sense? I'm answering somebody in YouTube. So for instance, let me do another one. Let's, for fun, always for fun. Oops. Sorry, okay. So you see, I released the button up here, so I released it at 132. So it's up 132. Now all I have to do is move it down to where the price is, and then it'll take the trade. So, I mean, that's good for, I'm going to get out of the trade, okay? I'll keep it just for fun. But that's good for, you might say, okay, I don't want to take the trade if it breaks this price. I want to take the trade. It's what I would call, say, a conditional entry. And so you can put it right on the chart so that it's almost like creating a price alert on the chart in which you at the area you'd like to take the trade. Does that all make sense? The price exactly. The price goes where you release your mouse. So if you see I haven't released yet, see the crosshairs? I haven't released yet. The minute I release, it would. Now the reason why it won't do it right now is because I'm already in the trade. That's something I've asked for because we should be able to add to your trade if you want to. So I should be able to put another buy, at another level in which I might want to. But yeah, that's basically it though. You click on the buy and then you move and wherever you release, that's where the line will appear. And then you can always adjust the line afterwards. All right, guys, I am going to get rid of these. You don't have access to this, but GLPI, Gaming and Leisure Properties, GLPI on the way down through the whole number. Obviously below yesterday's low. Okay, I do see it's out of my price range. I like to trade the AI, but okay, the energy plays. So what are we looking at now? So all sectors are still positive except for gold and silver. Now, typically that is what happens when the market move is higher, gold and silver. There's not as big a flight to gold and silver, of course. So that is typically what happens. Usually, though, the other one that is not usually as that good is utilities because there's not a flight to the dividend stocks. So. Well, guys, this could be like yesterday for me. I only took the one trade yesterday. It worked a lot better. Yeah, let's not be overly speculative. Exactly, Harry. Okay, I agree. Okay, I mean, okay, where do I find it? It's in my Momo Up. IFMK is in Momo Up right here, if you can see my screen. But, look at this. 3 topping tails, 2 topping tails in the 15s, 3 in the 5s. Again, all these scans are available. All the scans are available. More than what you can see. Scans, just click on the scans tab and they're all there. Or you can click on the room drive icon, half open folder, looks like a half open folder, and you can download all of my scans. It'll go to a Word document, and then you can look at them at your leisure. Leisure. So Globus earlier got halted, or was halted, and obviously it's not halted now. I see this one is halted. IG. I'm not looking at. Well, there was a modest. What wasn't oil up? 5% this morning, up to 33 or something. Of course. Well, out of the blue, of course, if Russia says, "Okay, we'll go along," I mean that's going to pop. But that's just that's highly speculative, of course. Oh, I know it's not, but out of the blue, that's what can happen. You get short a sector, and all of a sudden you get a new look at OPK. So that's done. That's done. That is not going to come back to this level. I don't think so. So the VWAP has gone up slightly. Yeah. Did you get rid of that reel? Was that you? You beat me to it if you did. Okay, thanks. Especially to another website, okay, guys? Okay, just watching the SPY here, just seeing if it can just hold this level. If not, I just think we're just going to keep moving down. If we start moving down, this is one that I know I shouldn't be, a Canadian company, but anyway, IMAX. Obviously, people not going to movies as much, if at all. I don't know if movie theaters have been, if they're not shut down, I don't know why not, with everything else being shut down. So IMAX, of course. So I'm watching this. Yeah, I haven't seen an announcement on that yet, Mick, either. Yeah, for solar, somebody mentioned that in YouTube. Okay, just put this up here. I'm all out of that AMCR. I mean, I may get back into it if depends what the market does. So nothing astonishing. Just trying to be very conservative right now. Now, here's one that made the watch list. Now, I think it was on the way up, actually. This is one of the few stocks yesterday that was up. EXTN, EXTN. So it made the watch list. It obviously has some room to that 730 mark. I'm not saying it's going to get there. I'm just saying that's what I'm seeing. Kind of a red bar ignored right there in the 15-minute chart for EXTN. Yeah, I'm interested in that one too, Frenzel. I'm not in it. Not moving yet, anyway. Well, it's starting to move now. Yeah, well, I'll tell you my thoughts on it. Listen, I hope it works out for you, but look at that daily chart. A couple of. I mean, I think it's really got to take out what the high right there is 137. The next high is 139. Pretty close. Might struggle to get through there. Now, yeah, okay. I'll put an alert up here, 136 or so. I mean, I guess if it took that out, it may have a chance to get it. But to me, it's just not a great looking daily chart. Yeah, I'd like to take this one, but the spread is not good. EXTN, it's just not good. 631, 638. Hard for me to commit to that. Okay, well, the spread is tightened a little bit here. EXTN. Next high looking left is about 664. But the market's putting in that little red bar. I mean, I know it actually had a great day yesterday, considering the market was down 2,000 plus. All right, there's the ZUO is now just below the VWAP. I tried to get that. Well, I was lucky I didn't get it because it had popped up. I would have been stopped out, but I couldn't get it where I wanted it because of the uptick rule. I was there for about 15 seconds too. They just wouldn't fill me. Well, if you want to call it news, Stephen, I mean LJPC had some news. I don't know where it is right now. Yeah, I mean, it's all fluffy, guys. I mean, they had some news. Wow. Oh, man. Why did it have to be spready like that? Anyway, EXTN, guys, has now popped. So anybody who took it, congrats. And it's really moving now. My crystal ball did not show that pop on the based on the spread. Yeah, it's just out of the price range, Frenzel, that I trade. It's that simple. So I don't usually pay that much attention to it, to those. I mean, that's just my personal preference. All right. Yeah, I mean, that's just my personal preference. I rarely look at anything over 20, to be honest, in the AI. But again, that's just me, okay? Because I just don't find they give me the percentage moves that I'm looking for. It really doesn't have anything to do with the price of the stock. It's just, excuse me, I'm just looking for the ones that have the biggest percentage moves. So if you go back and, if you look at all of the AI alerts, you do a history of the AI alerts, I guarantee that the ones that you see, 20, 30, 40, 50% for the day, they're not the $60 stocks. That's why I think even in my watch list, I don't think you'll find very many over 30. Just watching that 587 and red bar. I think I'm just going to draw the line in the sand for the SPY right now. I'm going to stick an alert around 254. Takes that out, guys. I think we're in trouble. So let me just talk before my break is about half an hour from now, but in the new beta, which I encourage you to download, and you can download it from here. Click on the subscriptions tab and download TI Pro or beta, all right, the new beta. And if you do that, again, you'll be brought to this page. You'll see at the top here, but just scroll down until you see it. And I think it was just released yesterday. So I mean, if you think you have the latest beta, you don't unless you download this one today. So again, you'll have the buy and sell. You'll also now finally, this defaults to all segments, okay, instead of Holy Grail and having to check. That's for the AI, those of you with our premium service and the AI. But now we also have the similar tab. So let me show you what the similar tab can do. So I've sort of changed it up a little bit. So this one, you see how it's a toggle, competitors and price action, all right? So what I've done is I've taken the single stock window and I've duplicated it, and that's what you see here. And then I click on competitors. So these are the competitors. So when you click on an alert, EXTN as an example, you click on an alert, and this is the sector that EXTN is in. Support activities for oil and gas operations, all right? So here are what other stocks in that sector are doing. Here's SPN. Okay, this is so SPN actually is the stock that's up the most in the sector. As an example, so you can compare how a stock is doing with the rest of the stocks in the sector. What this one is doing, it's looking at price action. What stocks have similar price action? Now, I think this has to have some work because I'm not sure why POL would have similar price action to, say, Rayonier and all that. So I think it needs some work, and it is a work in progress. All right, guys, so that bounce this morning for NCLH, obviously very, very short-lived. A glimmer of hope, got all the way up to 13 something, and now we're back down. Not quite at yesterday's low. Yesterday's low was 960. I just don't see, what's IMAX doing? If I ever had to swing a short, I'd be really tempted to do this one, IMAX. Especially if it breaks down through 10. What's the low of yesterday? So the low today was 1031. Yeah, this is holding its own right now, EXTN. So the high a few days ago, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days ago, was 664. What did it get to? It got to 654. Guess if it could take that out, then it has a chance to run a little bit into the sevens, the EXTN. This is oil and gas operations. Interesting. Okay, we now have another sector that just went negative, the home builders, XHB. That sector just went negative. Yeah, I tried again. I couldn't get it. Good for you. If you know, obviously you got it. I could not get it. Yeah, it might. I mean, I've got my level right there. If it takes that out on the SPY. I mean, I have not believed in this pop this morning. You heard me in the pre-market. You know, I think I just used the term. I'm skeptical, and there it is, guys. There it is. It's just at that. It just triggered right there. Now let's see if it continues down from there. So check your shorts. All right, guys, I'm just going to put myself on mute until for about 3 or 4 minutes. And there's Goose. Yeah, that's tough. Back in 3 to 3 minutes, okay? Here we go. Okay. Back. Okay, so is now official. All right. Official. I mean, I guess that's what it really is. It's now official. I don't think anybody didn't think it wasn't one, but anyway. Yeah, another one moving down. Crocs. So this one, I mean, there's no support until maybe, well, that's maybe a little dramatic, but $5 or so for Crocs. This is Canon, I believe. Yeah, CAJ. Saw this one yesterday too. Market is moving lower, so that, well, there was a line in the sand that I was hoping might hold, but no go. So we're only up 100. I mean, we've had about 1,000-point drop from the highs, maybe 900. Look at Disney. Remember I said Disney early this morning was over 100? Look at Disney. DIS. Pre-market just it was over 101. There's almost a, well, $8 drop, $8 drop right there. Even silver is moving down. So look at this. So again, remember at the beginning of the day, there was only one. In fact, they were all positive, and then silver crept in. But now look at them all. Look at all the sectors now turning negative. But we have had a, jeez, I mean, we have had a bounce. But a 200 bounce. There is an airlines ETF. Why don't you Google it, Rocky Road? I'm sure there has to be an airline. There you go. Jets. Yeah, there you go. U.S. Global Jets ETF. Okay. Thank you, Chunk. Just going to say to Google it, and you would have found it, but Chunk answered the question for you. Amarin, yeah, Amarin just triggered for me. I'm trying to figure out why or remember why. Ah, yes, Amarin. So it is now, let's see, the low yesterday was 11.59. Getting close to that low. After that, I mean, it could just keep sailing down. Okay, one moment, please. Yeah, that's an inverse, right? Yeah, it's an inverse, so that's why it's green, LABD. Well, there was, that was my bias early today on the GPS. Now it has taken out that 1050. Well, again, this national emergency thing. Now, maybe I'm being too simplistic with this, but I mean, the way I look at it is that we're already in a national emergency, so now it's just been made official. Now, I think a national emergency probably releases funds and things like that too. So it might be something like that. Look at Goose. I can't do it. Okay, what is the low there? Yeah, that's what I thought. I think it's more of a money thing. No, I know I'm being silly, but this was a perfect area to have shorted Goose right here as the market was falling. But I just can't do it. Wow, look at Tesla. Oh, jeez. Remember when it was almost 1,000? Did you went long, Goose, Larissa? Okay, how much did you lose? I'm going to send you a check, okay, for supporting Canada Goose. You're a good soul. It's not inappropriate. I mean, usually, you're right. Usually, gold and silver, it's a flight to safety. But everything is in disarray right now. Look, the market is still, a tad up. Remember the days where the market was up 200 points? We were going, wow, what a great day. Yeah, I know. As I was saying, the utilities usually a flight to utilities, dividend stocks, etc. But nothing. This one, guys, RQI. I think this was actually an AI alert yesterday. Now, it had the nice drop. Actually, the AI alert was fairly right there. It was fairly early. But this RQI takes out 10. I don't think there's any support. Let me see on the monthly chart. 984. Yeah, okay, 984. And I'm going back to 2014. So I'm going back to 2000. So, this really has not a lot of support. I mean, if it takes out 10, it just may not be dynamic enough. I don't even know what the float is. We don't even have a float for RQI. See, Goose heard me. I'm glad I did not chase. I did not that I would have, but so there's a pop for Goose. Interesting. That's a pretty big one too. I mean, right off 1610 to 1651 with some volume also. And even though the market is moving down. Yeah, Z-Gap on the way down now after it took out that 1050. Well, it was on the way down earlier, but finally the market catching up to it, or it's catching up to what the market is doing. Yeah, I mean, somebody who follows gold and the precious metals a lot more closely than I do would probably have Commodore, I think, tried to give you an answer on that. As far as Bitcoin is concerned, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I haven't even thought about Bitcoin for so long now. And I notice that it is, I know that's a little pink sheet, but it is dropping now again, so. Yeah, it says mass deleveraging. All right, guys. So, I probably know I'm in this CAG. I have no idea how dynamic it's going to be. It's Canon, CAG. Did I say G? CAJ? Just has absolutely no support. So, just seeing if it can really fall here. I mean, I'm in at 76. It hasn't really moved. BRKB? It does definitely have the New York Stock Exchange for sure. Yeah, I don't. Is this Berkshire? This is Berkshire Bank or something, right? Or Berkshire? Yeah, so we have it as BRK.B, okay? David, I'm answering somebody in YouTube. And that's how it also loads into IB, Interactive Brokers. So that's how we display it. Anyway, I'll just get this in. I have no idea how dynamic it's going to be. Just want to see. Did you hear my explanation, David, in YouTube? Just going to put myself on mute for 1 minute. Okay, I just typed that in. Okay, so you see that now. Okay, great. All right, Cloudera. That had earnings March the 10th. I think the earnings, was that March the 10th? No, it's March. I think the reaction was decent. Post-market, March the 10th. There was the reaction right there on that day. I mean, it closed higher. I mean, it closed below the open, so it did sell off. But Cloudera is now down now, CLDR. Okay, guys, it's getting close to my break time. I'm going to take my break in about 4 minutes or so, and then on the YouTube channel, it'll get handed over. I think Michael Noss is doing it today, 12 to 1. I think Michael and Steve Gomez. I think that's what I read. So from 12 to 1, the YouTube channel will be those two guys talking about, it's a Q&A. Box continues down. BOX continues down. Oh no, Larissa, I hope you're, where are you going? I hope you're not taking a plane somewhere. Okay, good. All right, guys, USFD on the way down. Foods, interesting that food stocks, some of these food stocks are selling off. USFD below yesterday's low now, guys. USFD below yesterday's low and below the whole number. Not looking good. What are we now? 186. Another cheap one. Never mind. VUZI. Amarin. Look at Amarin. Boy, once it took out that alert I had, I think right around here. I've deleted it now, but wow. All right, guys, I'm going to stop the YouTube feed. I'm going to also put the announcement in.